Meanwhile, we have some ideas on what should be keeping Ministers Mazari and Chaudhry and the rest of the Pakistani government busy. They should look at some numbers. Imran Khan has completed 1 year in office and Pakistan's economy has plunged to new lows. Pakistan's fiscal deficit has broken new records. This is according to their own data. For the financial year 2018-19, Pakistan's fiscal deficit stands at 8.9%. 8.9%, the highest they've seen in almost 3 decades. Just for the sake of comparison, India's fiscal deficit stands at 3.3%. And for the sake of better understanding, fiscal deficit is the difference between expenditure and revenues of the government. The Pakistani government has failed to control its spending and now it risks losing the much-needed IMF bailout. Back in July, Pakistan had entered into a $6 billion bailout agreement with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. This was the 22nd bailout that the IMF was giving Pakistan in 7 decades. Any economist will tell you that this number is unprecedented. 22 bailouts in 70 years. It's also unacceptable. So this time, the IMF imposed tough conditions on Pakistan. If Pakistan wants the money, it will have to work for it. Implement structural reforms to increase tax collections. The IMF asked Pakistan to increase its revenue by more than 40%. Clearly, that is not happening. When the bailout agreement was signed, the IMF had immediately released $1 billion. Before giving Pakistan any more money, the IMF will conduct a thorough review. In fact, Pakistan will be subjected to a quarterly performance review for 39 months. This will determine if Pakistan deserves any additional money. Something like the quarterly unit tests we used to have in school, Pakistan is failing all of them. So it's banking heavily on China. It's a vicious cycle though. Debt eats up around 30% of Pakistan's budget every year, and Pakistan owes most of this debt to China. This is dangerous. Islamabad's over-dependence on Beijing could trigger more trouble, because China itself is struggling on some counts. China's currency, the yuan, has hit an 11-year low this week. The yuan is on its longest losing streak since 2015. Earlier this week, it sunk by 4 percentage points against the dollar. Why should Pakistan be concerned? Because if China bleeds, Pakistan will be the first one to feel the pain. Pakistan's central bank, which is the State Bank of Pakistan, holds the yuan in its reserve. A drop in its value would mean a loss for Pakistan. Last year, China and Pakistan agreed to conduct bilateral trade in the yuan. So Pakistani exporters who trade in the Chinese currency are going to earn less due to the drop in the value of the yuan, and this may just be the beginning.